Fluff Festival, Oktoberfest, Honk. Did you know that recently the Board of Aldermen discussed whether or not Somerville has too many events?
Yes, I heard that. Well, our reporters talked to people in Union Square.
Do you think there are too many events here?
No, I don't. I'm very happy with all the activity. Every time I come down to Union Square, there's something going on, and I've never thought, well, I wish this wasn't happening.
I do notice it because right where I live, they close down these two streets and make them go two ways instead of one way.
Does that bother you in any way?
Yeah, because I have to go to bed early and there's all this traffic. I hear the cops whistling and trying to move the traffic.
On Broadway, I know they do a lot of things there. It's better because more people go around that area and they're able to see that events are going on and show up. Whereas if it's at a park, they don't really see it.
Well, the traffic backs all the way up, all the way to McGrath Highway. Yeah, so it's probably an hour to get from there to where I'm standing now, which is the center of Union Square.
So you would prefer that those events be moved into parks where it wasn't obstructing traffic?
Parks, parking lots, Prospect Hill, where there ain't so much traffic.
I wish they would close the streets down more. It's probably a little inconvenient, but if it's on the weekend, people could, they could drive around Union Square.
The events are what make the city what it is. It's what makes it better for its people, and we enjoy that.
To find out what local businesses might think, we invited Steve Mackey from the Chamber of Commerce into our studio.
Hi, Steve. Thanks a lot for being here with us today. As I told you earlier, we've noticed that one of the things a lot of people around Somerville are talking about is this question of whether Somerville has too many events. Well, as you saw, we went out in the street and we talked to folks around Union Square, but I thought it would be great to get the point of view of the Chamber of Commerce and then of yourself as a longtime Somerville resident. So what do you think? Are there too many events? What's the upside? What are the downsides? What do you think?
Well, thank you, Jane, for having me. It's great to be here. It sounds like the city might be having too much fun, which is not a bad problem to have. And when you look at it, it's really quite remarkable that that this, and I don't want to belittle it, but this is the kind of problem we're dealing with. And so there are good problems and there are bad problems, but not to undermine it. But there's a great, the Chamber has been interested for a long time in helping to promote the idea of street festivals and also to share the streets generally every day in terms of automobiles, bicycles, and pedestrians. So with that being said, there are some great events going on, very popular, help to make Somerville very popular on the metropolitan scene. But it does impose problems for some people. The commuter that has to be somewhere, the backyard neighbor that would like to enjoy a little more quiet, and also businesses. It's a lot of people think that if you bring thousands of people into a square, they make all this money. Well, some of them might make something, but it can interfere with a lot of businesses and the regular flow of business.
Now, I'm one of those people that would have thought that all the people coming in for the Fluff Festival or for that big concert, I'm one of the people who would have thought, no, they're all going to go into the restaurants, they're going to spend even more money. So I'm actually surprised about that. Well, that brings me to my second question. A lot of times the city ends up having to spend the money that it takes to shut down those streets. So they might have to put on a couple of police officers on overtime. Now, how do we justify public spending for these kind of events if the private sector isn't even seeing a bump in their profits?
Right. Well, one of the things is the Chamber was involved in the beginning of Oktoberfest, and we pay for all the details and everything and all the city expenses. But we understand that some businesses, when you have the streets crowded, you don't get the business into the counter or into the restaurant. So business slows down. For some of them, it even stops. Sometimes the more popular festival, can really just shut off counter transactions. So value, though, is in developing this identity and character and feel for a place and doing it in the street. And that's great value. We can all discuss probably forever as to exactly how much that's worth, but it is of great value to help, give people the idea that Somerville is a great place to be, it's a great community, and it can have fun.
So I guess just to finish up, because we're running out of time, what do you think we should do going forward? Should we just keep adding events to the calendar? How can we avoid the kind of a little bit of a disagreement or sometimes conflict that we see sometimes on the blog posts?
Right. Well, some of the issues in the city can be very complicated and then end up involving federal and state law. This one is pretty much, Somerville has the tools, local communities have the tools to make regulations so that they can arrive at a balance. And the key at getting to the balance is to have government people at the table, residents and businesses, and have that dialogue going. So it's a very fair question. It's a question that should be discussed and debated. I don't think right now there are too many, but you can live and learn, and you can adjust, and you can make changes. So the dialogue's good, the question's good.
All right, well, thank you very much for coming in and speaking with us today.
Thank you, Jane. It's great to be here.